welcome to another edition of Fort Wayne Up Close. It is my pleasure to have, I was joking before the set, we have the adopted son here from Fort Wayne. He has been working at Job Corps Camp Attleberry for a number of years, but he's brought a guest with him, Miss Gwendolyn Gaddy here, so that they can share some information about Job Corps and Camp Attleberry. It's an excellent program. And with that, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves.
Okay. I go first? Okay. Yes, my name is Gwen. I am an admissions counselor located right here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in the Rudisill building in the Work One office. My job is to recruit those who are interested in Job Corps, which you can get your high school diploma and a trade between the ages of 16 and 24.
Okay. Mr. Love, you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll get off in just exactly everything the Job Corps encompasses.
All right, hello, I'm Willie Love. I'm the Career Success Director for the Attleberry Center. As Mr. Foster has alluded to, I've been around Job Corps for years, and we want to make sure that we get the rebranding out because before everybody was like, hey, are you closed and this, that, and other. We're open and ready to receive students. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that. And Ms. Gaddy, she is the contact person for the area. So we want to get her acquainted with everybody so that we can get some of the students that really need Job Corps to, be successful in their endeavors.
Okay, now it's funny. You said rebranding and you're back open and you need students. Now, there's a lot of people that aren't familiar with Job Corps. Explain to people exactly what is Job Corps, how would somebody get involved with that? Break that down for folks.
Well, you want to start at admissions?
Well, first you start off with application. These are really for students that not sure what they want to do, but they know they need to do something. A lot of times when I talk to different applicants, they know they need to go to school, they need to get their high school diploma, they know they need something to do, and a lot of times they don't want to go to college. They may not be college material. So Job Corps is kind of the answer for them because they have the ability to get their high school diploma and a trade. They can be in Job Corps a total of 2 years, and within that 2 years, they can get their high school diploma, a trade, advanced training in that trade, or a second trade. So it's a lot of things they can do. We provide everything for them as far as somewhere to live, food, all the meals, recreational activities, excuse me, and that's what Job Corps has been around for 68 years, so providing this service for that age group.
Okay. And what is the age group? You said 2 years, so I can go as a junior. I can go after I graduate high school. How does that work?
Actually, you can do it all. 16, as long as you fall in between the ages of 16 and 24 years old.
16 and 24. And you mentioned the trade. What are some of the trades you guys have? What all do you have?
We have service trades from culinary arts to construction trades, service and protective services, all the constructions, welding, glazing. A lot of people don't know what glazing is, but it's putting windows in buildings. That's when I mention that to a lot of students, it's like, oh, I want to learn how to do that because they had never heard of it. It has nothing to do with a donut, glazing. But yes, it has all the trades as far as construction, carpentry, welding, you name it. It's approximately, we have 18 trades available for them to participate in.
Okay. And when you say participate, 18 trades, that's great. What do they get? Are they getting a certificate when they walk out, when they leave Job Corps? Can they walk right into a job site? Is it getting them ready for an advanced program? What exactly kind of skill would they have? So
based on what they want to do, they can, if they need to get to high school, they work on a high school diploma, and they get that, they get their trade. A lot of times they may want to get a job right after they trade, but they got three things they can do. They can get a job, they can go to college, Ivy Tech, we help them with that as well, and then, or if they want to go to the armed services, we help them do that as well once they're done. We help them to search for their jobs, but we help them also with their resumes, interviewing skills once they have completed their trade. With the different trades, you have different certificates like OSHA, based on whatever trade they're working on. They have different certifications that they do come out with.
Okay. Now, what kind of percentage do you guys? What is your success rate if somebody gets a trade, they get their certificate through Job Corps? What kind of percentage do they have of landing that job, of getting into their school?
Now I get them there, so
Yeah, and, and once they get their training and finish with all the OSHA certifications and all of that, they have at least a 70% rate to get placed. Now, also keep in mind that a lot of the students that we get, they were the students who nobody thought could do it. And to get them to that, where they're working with their hands and to that 70% rate. But I think the biggest sell for Job Corps is the social aspect of teaching them how to maintain a job, be on time. To be early is to be on time. To be on time to be late. Just a lot of the things that, and I know we've all had employees or coworkers that they just made our days miserable. And we build students not to be that person. Even though you have the skills, you gotta have the social skills to make it work.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say you tell them not to be that person, but I'm hoping you also help them deal with when you come across that person, don't fall into that trap. You need that job. Don't let somebody be the reason you lose that job because they haven't had the same training that they have.
And that is one of the things, it's quite ironic that you talk about that, because we just had a conversation with a young person just about that.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you deal with that difficult person? How do you deal with it? Because that's the biggest thing in keeping the job.
You're exactly right. And when you talk about trades, and one of the reasons I brought it up, I've got, y'all know, well, you might not know, but I coach basketball. I'm involved in a lot of young people's lives. I'm in juvenile probation. So I have a history with Job Corps. I've been in the Division of Family and Children. But I've heard of so many young people, and especially when you're talking about trades, you're going out to work sites. So you're dealing with other men, not college educated, whatnot. They out there not politically correct, say whatever they say and stuff. And there's a lot of these young fellas, they can't take it. Man, they said something out of pocket. I don't like the way he talked to me. That dude was talking crazy. And it's like, okay, so you walked away from a job making $25 an hour or whatnot because the man, was a little bit rude. So you do have to kind of teach, tougher skin for these younger folks.
Yeah, and I think that is, like I said, that's the biggest thing that we concentrate on, because, you can teach somebody how to weld and all of that.
Yeah.
But dealing with those issues are the biggest things. And we have a lot of adults that struggle with that.
Correct.
And so, really honing in on how do you deal with this? You know what I mean? And, we teach them, use your email. This is your chain of command. This is how you do this. You don't take this in your own hands. So
proper channels. That's right.
Yeah, the proper channels, because if you don't teach them the proper channels and how to deal with things, then 25 comes, 30 comes, and you still dealing with the same thing that you dealt with at 18.
Correct.
So, those are the biggest things that I can say that the program offers. I mean, the program offers you, first of all, you get paid to learn.
Okay.
You get paid, you get a stipend every 2 weeks, just to learn. You know what I mean? So it's no other program that I can see that offers that, the mental health services. We have what we call a TEAT program, which is a training employee assistance program that helps students that, of course, the big thing is vaping. You know what I mean? So, how do that? It's not legal here in Indiana. So you get caught with that, you could get a charge. So it's a whole lot of things besides the training that's offered.
Okay. And I'm glad you touched on something, because again, you guys said, hey, you can come in, get a trade, you can get your college credits, but you said you dealing with some children that didn't necessarily fit into mainstream society. And again, like I said, just because my background, my history, I've been there, I've placed a few kids with you all, These were, some young people who had got kicked out of school. They had a young person who was 18, didn't know what didn't have a whole lot of other options, and Job Corps basically saved their life. It gave them something. And to paint a picture for folks, because again, you guys, I know what it is and the way you're talking, but to let people know, it's like a college campus. It is a college campus pretty much, but with young people, and you're teaching life skills as well as all these, the trades and things. Talk to me again, because it is a college campus, and you have dorms. If my memory serves me correctly, you had 4 for boys and 1 for girls.
Yeah, that's correct still.
So, with that, how is supervision? How do you handle? I mean, you got young people, boys and girls on the same campus. How is that managed? And then the other thing, 16 to 24, 16 and 24. That's a big gap. 24-year-olds hanging at the club doing what they do. 16-year-old, you sophomore in high school. How do you guys manage and navigate? Talk to people about that.
Well, how we navigate that is because of the age difference. We have some ground rules set for all 16 to 24. Now, we also have what we call a overnight leave procedures that happens on the weekend. So if you're a 24-year-old that wants to go and explore or do whatever you do, you get a pass. You're not on the campus to violate the policies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of how you deal with it. You got and also teaching them independent living. How do you deal with each other? Like sometimes you get this thing where you want females on this side, you want males on that side, but that's not the real life. And we're trying to teach them the real life, how to communicate, what's respectful, what do you say, how do you offend somebody else by saying something to somebody. You may not be talking to them, but you gotta be what I say, workplace ready language all the time. That's the one thing that we have to continue to talk to young people about. It's still the workplace. Federal government, 24-hour, you're an employee. And that's kind of what we talk to students about. It's the workplace. It's not the hangout. It's not, it's not the club. We're teaching you to get ready for the workplace. And that's kind of the leverage that we have. It's all workplace. And then we have a set of policies that you can't violate. And if you do that, you have to be removed from the center. So we do have a really, and I would say we're one of the safest programs out.
Yeah, that's funny as you say. I've never heard of I haven't heard of any incidents. And again, going through, I was 10 years probation, did placements, so I'm in all placements, and I know there was a lot of issues at a lot of different places. But yeah, you're exactly right. I've never heard anything that happened at Job Corps or Atterbury.
And I know, just to make sure, I know parents like 16 with the older ones, but we do have in place they have to do a check-in every 2 hours. 16 of minors, they have to check in either in classroom or every 2 hours they have to check, and that's even throughout the night. Every 2 hours
perfect.
to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be.
It's a lot of safety procedures in place,
And so how does that social aspect work, though? Like you said, you guys got stuff in the morning, afternoon, evening. So evening hours when most kids, that age group is out of school, like you said, 24, I go off campus. So what if somebody 16, 18, what do they do?
Well, so the 16 to 24, after class, you got different activities. Like, say, for instance, just a typical day. So classes get out at 3:30. 3:45, you go into what we call your dorm meeting. Anything that happened during the day, any information you need to know, that's your meeting for 3:45. Then you start dinner from 4:30 to 6. Then you go into recreation activities. You may have some form of group. You may have anger management. You might have peer mediation training. You may have leadership training. So by 9 o'clock, it's time to shut it down, and then we do it all over again. So that's the thing. So so they leave a dormitory at 7:45, and they're in their trade academic courses from 7:45 to 3:30, and then that's when You know, you're on the 345. Then you got dinner. Then you got your recreation activities. You got anger management. You got.
So when you say recreation activity, elaborate. I know y'all got a big gym. I mean, do y'all have a hoop team, or what's the recreation activity?
We got a hoop team. You know, it's just like, you know, through all of the things that we're getting reestablished, we're getting all those things back in order.
Okay.
You know, but we got the hoop team. We got, you know, you taking to like Dame and Buster's. We got all kind of we got all kind of trips. But, you know, and my motto is you know, you work hard, play harder. And, you know, that keeps them, and also based on some of the activities, it also is incentives. So if you do certain things and you one of the ones that don't ever have any absences or anything, you're eligible for these trips. You're also eligible for what we do. We do raffles and everything. So, you know, it's a lot of things that is offered that you may not be offered in mainstream.
So I'm hearing, do you guys operate on like a level system? I mean, kids got to be at a certain level to do certain things, or?
Well, it's certain trips that, you know, that everybody's qualified, but for the high dollar trips, you know, we ask you to make sure that you ain't getting no class absences and what we call NIRs, negative incident reports, making sure that, you know, everything's above board. That's all we ask, you know, and then we have what we call an incentive program, which for instance, if you get a tape game, you get so many points in that you can utilize in what we call an incentive store.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, it's a lot of things that is offered.
Okay, got it. So okay, what does a weekend look like? I'm 16 to 18. Do I get to go home for the weekend? Do I have to be at a certain level, or do I hang out up there? How does that work?
On the weekend, you're eligible for what we call an overnight leave. Unless you've drastically messed up, it's really nothing. Like we have what we call a discipline system, our CSIO. They would determine if a student has done something that, you know, that egregious, then they would, you know, they wouldn't be eligible for the pass. But that's far in between. So most students are eligible for weekend passes.
Okay, gotcha. And what is the capacity up on campus? How many students can you guys hold?
410.
410. Where are you sitting at right now? As we out here with the rebranding, talk to the folks. Where you sitting at right now?
I'm looking at somebody. 166 is where we at. We need to be at 410. Yeah. We have a progression that we're looking at to be at 260 by the end of December. So we got some work to do. So we're out there. I'm looking for you. Get off that couch and let's get busy.
All right,
and
perfect.
Get paid for going. You also get paid. Every 2 weeks, you get $45, and then if you're still enrolled on the 7th month, that increases to $70. So, and then if you qualify after a certain time, you are also eligible to get a job. You know, on campus, we provide that transportation to and from their job while they're in Job Corps.
Okay, perfect. So you said $70 every 2 weeks?
Yes.
And all their meals and room and board is already covered.
Yes.
So that 70 is just their $70. That's just the cherry on top, in addition to all the knowledge and everything that they get. So,
hey, I'm trying to tell you, come with us, because this right here, I mean, it's no other program that's offering all of these things, and you get a place to stay. Like this is unprecedented. Like, so. We're open. Come join us.
And so what kind of, do you guys have any connections built in? So if somebody finishes Job Corps and I got to live in Nap, I got to go back to Fort Wayne, or I'm headed to Gary, do you guys have somebody you can pick up the phone and say, hey, this is a young man, young lady?
Yes, we have what we call CTS services. So they're responsible for assisting students for placement once they leave. And say, for instance, if you're in a union, say you in heavy equipment, you know, you can be involved in an apprenticeship, you know, and the instructors are heavily involved in that. So, I mean, if you get through and you do the right thing when nobody's watching, always remember somebody's always watching, and you do the right thing, high percentage of you getting a job. Not like even a job, a career, though. You know, everybody can go to Walmart and get a job, but we talking about a career that sustains you throughout your life.
I can remember some years back, there was a trade you guys did that it was not everybody had a certificate. So it was people literally getting a certificate of Job Corps, and companies was coming. They wanted them. I can't remember. I don't know if it was one of them. It was one of them heavy machine deals or something. Maybe it's a forklift driver or something. But I know that with that certificate, kids was walking out here getting high-paid jobs.
And that's a lot of times we make that connection. Like I go to a lot of hiring events, and they would see me, and then they would come over and say, "Hey, this is my card. We want your students." Once they are qualified, they get their certification, and then I pass that on to the campus, the career services, so that they can help them. They can make that connection, because a lot of times that's where a lot of their jobs come from. A lot of times you need to ask them, do they want to go back home or do they want to go somewhere totally new? So based on where they want to do,
Gotcha.
the student, that's where they can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who are you reaching out to? I know you said you got the admissions. I mean, what's your relationship with the schools? Are you with Fort Wayne Community? Are you in East Allen? I know you're
all of them.
All of them. They all know where.
I have reached out through emails. They can always contact me. But yes, I've done presentations for the JAG program sometimes when they also do that kind of same thing. But the different schools, I'm open to doing presentations if they want to have a group of kids to sit there, and I can tell them all about Job Corps, pass out information, a parent meeting. I'm open to whatever they need me to do. Okay,
any and all. And so there's a Gwen that's in Indy and Gary. I mean, how does that work? What's the region look like?
So we have satellite offices, and we recruit for Atterbury. We also have a Job Corps in Indianapolis, and that Job Corps is for those that live in Indy because it's not residential. So the one in Atterbury is residential, so these students can stay on campus. The ones in Indy, they commute back and forth, and we do provide transportation and parking for them as well, for that area. But yeah, we're located in all the areas. Gary, Maryville, Gary, Evansville. I'm trying to remember all the areas.
New Albany area.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have the satellite office in all those areas that recruit just for Atterbury.
Okay. All right. What about your relationship, division, family, and children, probation? Like I talked about, they all you staying up with them? Okay.
Yes.
But we need your help.
Yes.
I mean, anybody that that is connected with youth, we need your help. We want to get in all the cracks, crevices, everything we can do, because sometimes we're missing students that could really utilize our program.
Yeah. Oh, no question. I mean, and again, we've talked about it right here on different shows that we've had. College isn't for everybody.
Exactly.
The trades is a way to go. You guys' program is an excellent way for folks to be introduced to see exactly what it is they want. Because a lot of times you get off of stuff and it might cost you some money. And then you realize, oh, that ain't what I want to do. But now you stuck with all these bills. So, yes, definitely you guys' program, people that's listening, is something that you can get off to. And the other thing, kids who might not be sure if they're ready for college. Again, I'm not sure I'm ready for college, but I go to a campus. I go for a year and a half. This ain't for me. And I get out, and again, I'm strapped with this bill. I got Job Corps. I go out there. I get paid.
And no bill.
Get that same training with no bill. I'm away from home. All pretty much the same. Structure. I ain't gonna say the same amenities, but the same structure as a college campus. You can figure out. You can find yourself, as Will alluded to, independent living skills. Exactly. Great opportunity, and I love, like he said, you 24. You're not treating 24-year-olds like 16-year-olds. So y'all recognize that fact. If you need to step off campus, we're gonna let you off campus. But when you're here, you're conducting yourself, accordingly. So I mean, what's not to like about the program?
And this is another thing that even when we offer these things, our students don't like to leave campus much. I mean, on the weekend, we almost had a full complement. We might have 20, 30 students that leave. I mean? And that's just it's just such a need, and they feel comfortable. So, that's kind of...
Comfortable and safe.
Yeah, and I just say safety. I mean, anything. If you get into an argument with we're all over that. Like, you know what I mean? Because we believe that if you feel safe, you perform better in the classroom.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, you know, one of the things that we hang our hat on.
Okay.
You know.
Look, and both of y'all, how long you been with Job Corps, Gwen?
I would be with Job Corps a total of 3 years in April.
3 years in April. And Will, you said you forgot.
Man, I got 28 big ones.
28 big ones. Okay.
You know,
yeah.
so hey, you may see the enthusiasm and the passion because we know that this works. If you put your mind to it and you do the work now, I can't do the work for you. But if you come and you donate the time, you get the skills, come on. That's what we're here for. I want you to do it. The first law of nature for me is self-preservation. You got to be able to help yourself before you can help others. So help yourself by coming to the program. Help yourself.
Okay. And look, before I wrap up and get us out of here, anything you guys like to say lastly about it? Because I do have one more question, but anything you want to say before?
Yes, I can tell them how they can contact me.
Steve.
My telephone number is 317-223-1022, and I am located in the Rudisill building. That's located on Rudisill Boulevard, right in the Work One office. And all you have to do is walk in and say you want to talk to Gwen about Job Corps.
Okay. What about somebody outside of Fort Wayne? Who would they contact? Will, Gwen, you guys?
Actually, what they can do, I do have flyers that they have the barcode on it. You can just fill out the application. It takes you right to the website, fill out the application, and basically that application have your basic information as far as your address, and based on your address is where in any part of Indiana, you would get hooked up with a admission counselor in that area.
Okay, but I'm asking, we're talking to TV land. This goes out to 800,000 people. So if somebody watching this video, and just like you gave the information of Rudisill building and whatnot, if somebody was watching this, how could they get a hold of you guys?
Oh, www.enrolljobcorps.gov.
Okay, there you go. All right. Say it one more again. Say it one more time.
Oh, www.enrolljobcorps.gov.
Okay, there we go. All right, Mr. Will, you got any parting shots before I'm going to ask?
Yeah, the last thing for me, and this is just for, you know, the young people, you know, every day is a great day. It's challenging moments and great days. You get through those challenging moments, it'll be great for you. And I would urge you, if you're not doing anything and you don't know which way you're going, you know, hit that barcode. Hit that barcode. That's what I'd say. Come to us. We got you. All you have to do is commit your time.
All right. And before I wrap up, I want to ask this. You 28 years. I know you got a warm and fuzzy. Tell me somebody. I mean, you don't have to say a name. You can say a name. Tell us a success story that you know from Job Corps.
Oh my God, I got many. I mean, we had one that we just couldn't get them here, but I'll just say it's okay. One of the young men that is from here, he came through the program. He went through our leadership program. And then he's came back to talk to students. I mean, he's been employed through the juvenile justice system here in Fort Wayne. If he was on this show right now, he would just keep telling you how this has changed his life. You know, he came to the program a single man. He got his wife. He ended up having, a kid. And this program has helped him sustain life for him. So, and we just had one recently that he's just working and he couldn't get here, but he just left the program probably about maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And I mean,
has a job.
So, I mean, this young man is solid. If I wish we could just hire him. That's how solid he is. Very level-headed. You never got into anything. Just was focused.
Gotcha.
Just was focused. So it's so many stories like that not as only in our area, all around the country. And the last one I want to talk to you about is we have a former student that has a taste for the homeless. He has a whole organization out of Chicago, and he works with Chance the Rapper. He works, with them to provide meals, for the homeless in Chicago. He's also came back to the center and provided meals, clothing, everything. He is a proponent of the program, you know what I mean? And he was an example. I wish it was a way to show some of the stuff that he does, but hey, he's a big name in Chicago. He gets so many donations. Man, he gets out there, he cooks. It might be from 8 to 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. He is a prime example of giving back.
All right, perfect. I love it, because like you said, you see the passion. I said you just lit up when I asked that question, but I mean, both of you guys sitting here, just beaming with excitement and joy about your program, and I think that's what makes the program. Again, give you, my background in probation and division family children. I used to tell people all the time, it's not about the facilities or the grounds. It's about the people who's up in these organizations. And you guys are a testament to just that. If you go on campus and you find a group of folks that are willing to care, that is what makes programs. That's where the successes comes from. So you guys are definitely a testament. The other thing I will say, in my line of work back then, I often said, I was afforded opportunity to get to see different things and do all these different things. But I always said I went to Job Corps, and I looked, and I was like, man, when I took a group of kids, we did tour or whatnot, and I was like, man, if I was their age, I'd have to rethink this. I'm going to Job Corps. Between Job Corps and the reserves, two things that never crossed my mind when I was in high school, when I was a young person, just because I had a whole different path. But I had no idea. But as an adult, and like I said, in a position of authority, being able to take somebody to see them, I was impressed. Like I said, these are definitely viable options, and I would, offer them up to anybody. But with that said, I appreciate you two coming on. You guys heard it. They're at, 110? The capacity is 400 or something. Let's take advantage. We often talk about young people, and we know how tough it is out there and what's going on in this economy. You didn't hear them not once talk about our funding is low or this, that, the other. No, they're out here telling you they need kids. They want kids. They're here to help. They gave you some success stories. And again, I'll vouch for that program myself and what I've saw and what I have witnessed over the past 25 plus. So with that said, another edition of Fort Wayne Up Close. I'm your host, JJ Foster, and we will see ya. ONV.
Name, address, and phone number. Sure. There you go. All right.
I still got your papers from last time. It's been so much been going on. Everybody else?
Emergency loans. Now, those are more predatory than I would say overdraft.
Oh, Lord. Joyce Foster. Joyce Foster, wow.
I was joking with you.
I thought that was a setup, JJ. Hey, last time your wife won, they said it was a setup too. Now I don't want to hear that. Ryan, we got one more.
My name is Laura. I've been with Lake City Bank 17 years. I work at the Fort Wayne North office up on DuPont Road. And I like Lake City Bank. Obviously, I've been here 17 years. I think it's a great place to work, and I feel like we really listen to our customers. If you have any issues or problems, we're going to help you out the best that we can. We're going to talk to you. We don't talk down to people. I don't feel like at Lake City. We have a couple drawings.
And there, hey, y'all see that? Hey, earn interest. You can earn interest. And here's the deal. Interest isn't that high right now on certain things. And we'll talk about it.
All right, I'm with Lake City Bank at the Auburn location, so I'm actually north of Fort Wayne, but I've been in banking with Lake City going on 6 years, but I've been in banking for 29 years, starting in the Fort Wayne area.
Hi, I'm Candace. I am a homeowner services advocate with Habitat for Humanity, also a homeowner who went through the program a couple of years ago. The neighborhood is amazing. We want to keep continuing growing the neighborhood and giving people a chance to have affordable home ownership that isn't a reality for a lot of us.
We are in a campaign to educate 30 million families by 2030. We offer free financial literacy workshops from anything from life insurance and different types of life insurance, estate planning, debt management, emergency funds, retirement, all the investments, how much you're going to need for investments, and also planning for Social Security. And all of these workshops are on Zoom for free, and any sit down with me is considered free as well. Thank you.
What you doing right now to get that house? What's your goals? What you got going on for yourself?
I'm in Habitat.
You in Habitat. That's beautiful. Give her a round of applause. That's beautiful. And you want to know the most beautiful thing about Habitat? 401ks are typically
I'm talking about the retirement. How is it?
Okay, the IRAs. You got your woman's 250. Hey, there you go. See, listen, you come for knowledge right here.
There's no number to call.
What?
So
you said a gift card and a number. What?
To call to see how much is on there. So
yes, you are susceptible to theft from family members, friends, if your house burned down or it does flood.
The Bible, whatever. We talk about saving at home. What's some of the advantages? What's some of the disadvantages of saving at home? Nice. Getting stolen. Yeah, that's an advantage or disadvantage? Disadvantage. Number one disadvantage. Good answer, sir. Yes, ma'am. What you got? What's brand bias? What if I said a brand? What's a brand? Let me tell you what a brand is. Let me tell you what a brand is. Nike. That's a brand. Apple. That's a brand.
Lake City Bank.
Or a home equity line of credit as well too. That is something that you can also use to offset the overdraft. If you were in any instance to overdraft your account and you didn't have the funds immediately, they can pull from the other accounts that you currently have to go ahead and make sure that you don't get that overdraft.
I don't like overdraft fees, and our bank has taken measures to reduce how many we can charge people and try to lower them. But something to consider is if you're driving, you're 20 miles away from home, your bank account's sitting at zero, and you need gas. I'm going to pay the $30 and overdraw my account. If it's that one time, that's cheaper than calling a tow truck or calling your friend. So they're not always bad. If you abuse them, just like it.
If you are not quite disciplined with your account and spending, you can set it up where it won't allow you to make that transaction if you don't have enough money in your account. You can set it up that
absolutely.
If you yourself know that you have a very limited income and an emergency or something, an unexpected expense may occur, and you want to be prepared for that, overdraft protection can still be something that you may fall on, especially if you feel that if you were to live on a fixed income, if those unexpected expenses occur, that is an additional cushion for you to potentially rely on in order for you to move what you need.
One of the most important things that I like to consider anytime I sit down with a new client coming in shopping around for a financial institution is what is most important to you.
ATM, ask your financial institution what automated teller machines, ATMs, you can use without paying a fee. Most banks are going to charge, if you go to put your card in an ATM, they're going to charge a fee. Your bank that issued the card is going to charge a fee. It's real easy to spend $7 to $10 every time you go to.
I think she needs to find another job. Sorry, looking for another job. They make money.
I like that. And it's hitting on something that I'm gonna get to, big dog.
She need a lifestyle change. If she's living above her means, she need to maybe move.
Rent comes first, utilities come second. Of course, if you have a car note, that has to come first.
Congratulations, congratulations.
We'll work with you. We'll work with you.
All right, if Steve says, hey, we want to thank everybody for coming out. No survey tonight?